season 2. And we have an amazing episode for you now.
Yes.
I don't even really know if she needs that much of introduction. No, but we are excited to bring you Jade.
I'm sorry, y'all. We're giddy because the interview was just it was everything.
Yeah.
No, but yes, we have Jade, the owner of Chefing While Black. She sells seasonings and sauces, and is really a beast at what she does. Retired line cook is the moniker that she goes by. We hope you enjoyed this interview as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you.
Hi, everyone. Today we are here with Jade from Chefing While Black. Hi, Jade.
Hey, girl.
Hi, ladies. My new best friends.
Yes, of course. And we're just gonna hop right in because we know we have a lot to talk with you about.
Yes.
So let's start
at the beginning.
Yes. With your moniker, your online handle. You are known as the retired line cook, and we love a good self moniker. Tell us more about your culinary journey and how you got into cooking.
So I first started getting into cooking after my son was born. For the first year that my son was born, my parents wouldn't let me work. They wanted me home with my son. So I was like, well, if I'm home, I kind of got to learn how to feed this kid. So I started like reading recipes, but the problem was when I was reading these recipes, I didn't know what I was reading. So a lot of my food in the beginning of cooking was disgusting. It was really, really bad food. And I feel bad that my parents were being parents and they were like, no, this is good. And I knew it was nasty because I ate it too. Like it smelled bad too. But I was like, well, I'm following the recipe. What's wrong? It was disgusting. So I went ahead and I started applying for they call them quick service jobs. So it's not like McDonald's, but it's kind of like Chipotle. So where you still kind of make things in-house. So you can see how like Chipotle will cook the chicken there. Mm-hmm. But McDonald's, obviously everything is like frozen and it's kind of like defrosted. So I started there at a place called Hale and Hardy. It's a salad sandwich spot. And I was doing prep there. It's not really prep. It was like cutting tomatoes and putting it for the salad. And then after I left there, I started working in like regular, smaller restaurant type vibes. And my first actual line job was with the guy who created the cookies and cream ice cream. Like I started working at his restaurant in Soho. And then he had consultants. The consultants are like basically chefs you hire to come in and create the menu, and then they leave under contract. So I guess they seen how much I love cooking. So after they left, they put me in charge. And then after I left that restaurant, it just so happened that the chef that was at that previous restaurant, his best friend was the chef at an Italian restaurant inside of Macy's called Stella 34. So it was kind of like this weird plug thing that I didn't know actually existed until I got there.
Right.
And then I started learning Italian food. And then I went from Italian, and then I left all my jobs. I started doing like this kind of like Craigslist internship thing I found with this food photographer named Batman. That's really his last name. It's Batman.
Okay.
Super cool. Even his phone number is like 212 Batman. Like it's that cool. Like really.
And that's fitting for New York too.
Huh?
I said that's fitting for New York too.
Yeah. So now he's family. Yeah. He's my white cousin now. So so he gave me my first line cook job. So the internship was basically a bunch of these chefs come in and they teach us the basics. And then after the 2 weeks, we'll get to go to restaurants and interview. So my first official line cook job was with Daniel Ballard, who's actually a Michelin star chef. He's French. So my first real cooking job was at a French restaurant in Midtown where I was struggling at home making American food, but I can make French. somewhere else. So that's what I did, and that was like the first job that I ever had. Oh, it's getting dark out here, but it's okay. But the wind's blowing. I got branches falling on me. But yeah, so I from then on I just kept going to different restaurants, different types of cuisines, and just studying that stuff until I went to Atlanta and I went there to work, and it just didn't work out for me. So I came back to New York, and then I decided that I don't want to work at restaurants no more. I was underpaid, undervalued, overworked, and I decided to just start my own business. And then here I am talking to you ladies. Full circle, full circle.
Love it. Love a good journey. So you mentioned your parents and how you started like cooking for them. So from that, I'm assuming that family is very important to you. How did your family inspire your journey into making your own blend?
So what happened was, so I live in the Bronx, right? I had to close my windows. It was like getting really twister outside. I was getting really twister outside. So what happened was, me living in the Bronx, it's a lot of two type of cultures in the Bronx. It's Spanish food and West Indian food. And because I worked in like French restaurants, I worked in Italian restaurants, I worked in Japanese restaurants. Like I worked for all these people. I knew that like whatever I usually cook was not going to be, at my supermarkets. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to travel all the way downtown to 59th Street for seasonings. I didn't want to do those things. So I was like, okay, I'll make it for myself so I can have here. And then after a while, I started making things. People were like, oh, you're selling that? And I was like, sure. Like, okay, I'm selling it. So I so I started just selling like finishing salts. That's all it was. It was just finishing sauce and my all-purpose rub. And then after a while, you're doing so many things, you start getting really creative and you just keep going with that. And then I just started making more seasonings. And then people start, it's Twitter and online, people start putting a request in like, can you make this seasoning? And since I'm not soft, I was like, yeah, I can make that seasoning. so I started doing that, and I just kept making stuff until I end up doing sauces. And now I'm here for the sauces and the seasonings. So it's just all peer pressure and not having things in my peer pressure and not having things at home, like, and not in my local supermarkets where I had to kind of create for myself. And that's how I end up with Chef Noir Black, especially in Miami. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. And a good portion of your stuff is like salt free, right?
Yes.
You just have some things that you can see.
Oh,
girl,
I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it. That's so fire. I love that. Look at that. I should have sent you some more.
Yes.
I got you. I got you. 100%. I got you guys. That is so fire. I didn't even peep that. I'm so mad I didn't peep that before, guys. You could have told me. I love it though. Thank you so much for that. That's so dope. That is so dope.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that was just a big thing, like, creating access to Black people for things they don't have access to. And then again, like a lot of it doesn't have salt because I started cooking because of my son and my parents being older. So I think the only thing that does have salt is like my Moroccan seasoning, because it has salt in it, but that's kind of just it. Like I try to eliminate salt from my stuff as much as possible. And if it is salt, it's like bare minimum. Like we try not to do too much at all. No salt. Salt is bad. Don't do that.
So I have a two-part question here. How difficult was it for you to make that transition from line cook to opening your own business? I'd imagine entrepreneurship is a challenge as it is, but how difficult or easy, what was that transition like for you? And how do you keep up with the demand now with us, still being in the pandemic?
So it was an easy process. I was already working at a restaurant when I started the business. And so the transition was very like smooth in. I did 15 orders a week. And then after like January, it's actually when I decided to go full time with the business. It was like really before the pandemic happened. It was January of last year. I decided to go full time, not work anywhere else. And then that's when all hell turned loose because everybody started cooking. So I went from 50 orders a week to like 200.
Can we talk about divine timing? Like that was amazing how that just worked out like that. Like because in January we were just living.
How
right?
quit my job.
And you set yourself up for everything to come without even knowing what was to come. That's so dope. Sorry, that was a moment. That's
very
so dope.
unpredictable. That was the luckiest thing ever because it was like I literally quit my job 2 months before the pandemic. So it was like I quit my job. I was like, you know, I'm taking some time off. I went to New Orleans and I came back and literally like that's like 2 days, 2 days after I came back from New Orleans, they was like everything shut down. I'm like, what the hell happened while I was gone? Like, why is everything shutting down? And then all of a sudden, you know, then unfortunately everything happened with George Floyd. And it was like this, it was a lot of, you know, focusing on Black people and Black businesses. So here I am with this brand called Shopping While Black, and I'm a Black woman and everything else, and I'm in food. So it was just like, kind of like, charged.
In your expert opinion, how has the pandemic changed the restaurant industry, or even the broader culinary industry?
I think that somewhere in the future it will get better, but right now it's like, I don't know if I could curse, but it's literally a shithole. None of the business are trying to up their pay, even though they're completely understaffed. No one wants to go back to work. They're trying, like, the weird thing is that with the famous chefs and, you know, the famous like the famous people who do like the Food Channel, the Food Network, stuff like that, they're trying to put money back into culinary business. But the thing is, like, a lot of the businesses they're putting money back into are all like white tablecloth, wine serving, fine dining restaurants. But the ones that are really struggling are the small mom and pop ones, you know, the ones that started by only chefs, no restaurant groups. So a lot of them got closed down during the pandemic, and a lot of them aren't opening. So a lot of my favorite spots in New York City aren't opening back up no more. Like, we lost them all between how much rent is, between not being able to pay staff, people not willing to pay their staff more. It's really it's like in a shithole right now. It's so bad, and it's like I even started looking at jobs online because I'm like, you know, my business is on hold right now for the moment, and the pay is just the same. It's still, people are trying to pay $11 an hour, $12 an hour, and I'm like, guys, one, it's a pandemic. Right. Two, these jobs are still in the city, which means that people who are working these jobs live in the city. No one's making any money. It's really bad, and it's like they don't care, because as long as the fine dining restaurants are prospering, you know, the restaurants with the big famous chefs, the ones with the big names who are Michelin starred in the magazines or on TV, as long as they're not suffering, the smaller restaurants, they don't really have that much of a return for. So we're really gonna watch this like really turn over like crazy. Within like I'm pretty sure by December, we're gonna watch something crazy happen to where a lot of restaurants are gonna close down. And it's not because of loans, it's because no one wants to work there anymore. Even with the immigrants were super underpaid. They was underpaid way lower than I was. And they can't go back to work because they was already making like $10 an hour, $9 an hour. What are you going to pay them now?
Right.
So it's going to get bad before it gets better. It's going to take until like next year for it to get better. So I hope you guys know how to cook, because there's nowhere for you guys to go. Okay, there's nowhere for you guys to go.
Doesn't matter. I just pour peach habanero, pineapple sauce all over everything. It'll be fine. Fine.
Chicken thighs are on sale, okay? Get your chicken thighs. They're on sale. You can get a pack of like 6 to 8 chicken thighs for like $7, and just have chicken for the whole week, guys. That's all I got for you guys. It's gonna get crazy. It's 100%. It's gonna get crazy. No one wants to pay anybody.
Yeah,
It's bad. That's why I don't know if you guys noticed it, but if you look online, a lot of people started promoting like their cooking videos. A lot of people are cooking more, posting food photos. And like, when did everybody start learning how to make bread? Like, it got really crazy because there was nowhere to go. And then the big problem is that these restaurants are pushing for everybody to tip the waiters. And the issue was that, excuse me, the issue was that even years ago, waiters, bussers, bartenders, they were all still making double, triple a cook's paycheck. And now you're still pushing them to pay them, which I'm not saying don't tip your waiters. I'm not saying that. But the issue isn't them, it's us who are still underpaid. So even now, they're still making 3 times as much as I do, or as I would if I was still working in a restaurant. We're losing out here. Like it's crap, guys. I'm sorry, it's crap. And I really hope that a lot of the cooks did what I did and started studying new skills. I hope that they, took advantage of the free certificates that were happening during the beginning of the pandemic and learn something else and get out of the culinary industry while they can and get some money somewhere else, because it's not in food right now, and it's never gonna be food. Even as a person who runs her own business, it's still not in food. People are like, oh, you got money. I'm like, no, I don't, guys. I don't. Like, you know how many sauces I gotta sell to buy a pair of Nike sweatpants? Like, no, it's a lot. It's like it's a lot. I gotta sell 15 bottles of sauce for a Nike tech suit, okay? Like, just to stay warm, I gotta sell 15 bottles of sauce. It's work. And then on top of that, I gotta pay taxes still.
Yep.
You still gotta pay taxes, guys. I think people got that part confused. Like, oh yeah, start your own business. Taxes still exist.
Yes. Yes.
And they will find me. They don't find me this year, they're finding me next year.
Okay.
So
somewhere in between those 7 years.
Right.
Huh?
I say somewhere between those 7 years, they'll find you.
Let's hope not. Let's push for the best, guys.
No, we're not gonna manifest that. Not up in here.
Positive vibes only, ladies. Positive vibes only.
Our taxes
Let's
are
keep this going.
We pay our bills.
We pay our bills. Our account is flowing, and the IRS is not
Amen.
active.
Amen. Leave me alone. Find them people with the PPP loans. Leave me alone. I am minding my business. Like, leave me alone.
Oh my God. So
I don't know why you interview me, man.
No, you keep it real. That's why. Girl, here for it. Yes. All the realness.
So going back to social media right quick. You make it a point to be very personable and engage with your consumers. We are consumers, and I love the consumers are us.
I like that. Put that on the shirt.
Yes. But we love the personal touch and the notes and things like that. Why is it so important that, why is this important to you, rather, being personable and making sure that there's a personal touch with your orders and when you engage with people? Yeah.
So I guess it goes back to when I first started the business. Again, I didn't have no plans for this to be like Chef Wild Black was not supposed to be a business that sold seasonings and sauces and meal kits. That was not the plan whatsoever. So when I just started doing it, I was really surprised that people were actually buying my stuff. So I was like, nah, I gotta thank this person because I didn't think anybody was gonna buy this shit. So I started just writing small little notes. It was like literally nothing crazy at all. It was just like it wasn't even intentional. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna buy these cards and write notes on them. Like it was really less like I started seeing names that I knew. So I would write them and I was like, oh, thank you. Say one girl named Shaquana. I was like, thank you, Shaquana, for buying this. Like, thank you so much. Like, it was just me really just showing my gratitude because it's like, you didn't have to buy from me. There are a lot of professional businesses that were out there that you could buy from. You have supermarkets you could buy from, but people were buying from me. And it was just like, yo, you don't have to do this. And they were, and I was like, I just want to thank them. And then after a while, like, it was like people started looking forward to that part of ordering with me, was getting the note, having their name on it. Like, I see people would send me photos of like the note on their refrigerator with a magnet and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then people like my handwriting too. So that worked. They're like, I love your handwriting. I was like, can I write your name now? Like, he's just like, okay. But the crazy thing is that I started doing that, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't the first person to do that. But I started seeing other new businesses that came after me who do follow me, people I do know. I do see them writing notes too, and it's just as effective as mine is. Like, it just makes people feel like, okay, this is not just a business I'm buying from and I'll never speak to again. This is a person who took the time to go find my name, spell my name right, spell my name right, and tell me thank you. Because I promise you, there's been sometimes I spelled names wrong, had to throw the whole card away and start over. And them cards are not free, but it was worth it because it's like, again, I'm putting just a little bit more effort into like how I'm packaging my stuff to let people know that, hey, I see that you ordered from me. I see that you ordered from me before, and I'm putting notice into that. Because sometimes I'll write on the orders. I'm like, oh, I see that you bought such and such from me before. Thank you for buying that. I hope you enjoyed this too. And sometimes I'll put like what they ordered in the note so they know that I'm really paying attention to what they ordered from me. Because I think that part of everything goes a long way to where they want to buy from you again.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is my friend now. Okay. They're like, hey, Jade, I'm ordering again. I'm like, hey, Shaquana, thank you for coming back. You know, like we're friends. Like, I even get notes. Like, I get notes like that on Etsy. I don't know if you guys ever, if when you order, they have an option of leaving a note. Some of them leave notes for me, and it's so fucking dope that they do that. They're like, I'm back. I'm like, I see. Like, you know, like, okay, thank you for coming back. Like, oh, I'm so excited to order this one from you. And I feel like, it's fucking dope.
Yeah.
So for as long as I can write notes, I'm going to. Now, unless I start getting 100 orders, you know, a week, I don't know. We might have to like start sending like automated messages. But until that happens, I'm going to write the notes for as long as I can. It makes people happy. It makes me happy to see them happy, and it makes them come back. And that's what I want. I want them to feel comfortable enough or close enough to want to come back to me. Like I said, I think when I talked to you guys before, like, I grown relationships with some of my customers where they send me gifts. They're like, oh, I know you love Deadpool. Here's a Funko Pop. And I'm like, thank you. Like, you build relationships and they help out. So yeah, that's how that started. It was just by accident and just me want to be genuine and just telling people thank you. And then it blossomed into me like having full-blown conversations and notes now. Like, yeah, I love it. I honestly love it.
So dope.
Fun.
Yeah.
It hurts my hand, but it's fun. It hurts.
Factual.
It's worth it though. It's worth it.
That's real.
It's worth it.
So we also know that you are very creative. Your logos are hand drawn. And your brands include a variety of profiles and flavors that you won't find in stores. Like the Bona Loves, what is it? The mango? The peach, pineapple, habanero. It's over there. Peach, pineapple, habanero. This girl, she loves it. She loves it. Mix it with some hot sauce. But yeah, so basically, how do you decide what blends you're gonna create and sell? And I also would like you to just touch a little bit on like your again, your hand-drawn logos. Like, they're so different. Some of them are so different. So I guess the two parts. So if you just want to kind of give us a little background on just your drawing, your creativity with drawing, and where you get your inspiration from with the logos, and then where you get your inspiration from with your flavor profile.
Okay, so the logos things happened was I used to work in music before I started like really cooking. So that's literally the main two things that's tattooed on me is music notes and like vegetables and knives. And so when I decided to like rebrand my business, when I was relaunching, I think I took a break around the holidays last year, and I didn't come back until like January, February. I came back this year. And I was like, okay, how am I going to come back? How am I going to separate myself from everyone else who is selling seasonings? Because there was a huge influx of people who were starting to sell seasonings. Nothing towards them, but I did have to find a way to separate myself from them. I was like, okay, the only way I could separate myself from them was to just show who I was, you know, and like not try to force anything else, just literally just be myself. And my thing is music. And the fact that I was like, I know how to draw. Let's put these hoes together and like actually make it work. So it's like I started I started off with like albums, one that like had food in it, like food in the descriptions or stuff like that. And then I also started with like my favorite album covers. So my first one I did was Drake's So Far Gone cover. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna put Chef on Black on that one. That one, like my friends have that as like their wallpaper on their phone. It's my wallpaper too. But like, so I started with that one. I was like, wow, I was like, I did this. So then I just got on this whole hamster wheel of just keep going. So then it's like, I did Salt and Pepper because obviously food, you know, Spice Girls, food. So I just kept going with that. I was just like, all right, more food, more food. Who else can I use? And I was just like, all right, what albums can I use that kind of goes close to it or it's close to what I like? And I just did that. And I started seeing a reaction from people. Because again, like there's like, I think the benefit of running your own business that you get to do whatever you want when you want to. You know what I mean? Goya can't change their logo every 5 months. You know what I mean? Or in my case, you can't change the logo every time you drop something new. So it's just like, so I was like, I have this privilege where I can do whatever I want with my business. I was like, so we're going to change the logo. Oh, I'm selling a box of like 7 different seasonings from all around the world. We're going to call that the International Player Seasonings. Like, because who doesn't love that song? Like, like who doesn't? So like, I started doing that and it was like, everybody, and I got the feedback. I was like, oh yeah, I like this. All right, I'm going mad stupid now. I'm just going to pick mad different albums until y'all guys tell me to stop. But I love the logos a lot. I think my favorite one is actually either the Drake Surfer Gone one or my Outcast one for the wings, for the sources. I like the Outcast one. It's weird because it looks like me and my son, but it also looks like Andre and Big Boy at the same time. It's mad weird. Like just like it literally just like it's like I'm the curly one here and Avery's the one with the with the little washing set happening. So it works. It works. To go into the second part, creating the flavors was literally just whatever was available in my supermarket. Again, I'm in a hood, so there's certain fruits and vegetables that are only available at a certain time, or they're not available at all. And I didn't want to keep ordering from Whole Foods to have them deliver me fruits and vegetables. Like, they're not my friends. They're not going to keep doing this for me. I got paid for this. So I just was like, so peach, pineapple, habanero, again, I'm in the Bronx. Peaches are available. Pineapples are available. Habaneros are available. There's a bunch of Spanish people around me. It's available. Scotch bonnet peppers. Jamaicans live across the street. Scotch bonnet peppers are available to me. You know, like just grabbing what is there and then just making that work. Because again, like I'm just like everybody else. Everything's not there for me. So I have to figure out, okay, what flavors can I combine all together like a psycho and let's see what hits. Because I definitely had tried like other flavors and other sauces and I would sell them and I'm like, okay, this is not hitting as much as that one did. So we're going to go ahead and like put this one back over there. Like I had I think it was a mango jalapeno sauce. My friends like it, but I think they was doing that because they my friends. But everyone else, it like no one said it was bad, but it didn't hit as much as the peach pineapple habanero, which was actually the first sauce I ever made and sold. Yeah, it was the first one I ever made and sold. And then I did Sweet Heat. Sweet Heat was another one that had a bunch of fruits and Scotch bonnet peppers and honey in it. And that one went crazy, but it was the peach pineapple where everybody was like turned into crackheads. Like they all turned into Pookie on that one and it worked. So I was just like, oh yeah, I like this. So I just kept figuring out like what fruits can go into spices. I love spicy sauces. Like I love it so much. My parents got tired of me doing that. So now I had to like start putting honey and other fruits in. I'm like, guys, it's not that spicy. Like relax, you're being dramatic. like your taste buds are old, but let's relax. It's still good. Okay. Like So
Like,
that's
calm down.
basically, yeah, like they was dramatic. Okay, I'm like, guys, it's a little tangy. Okay, it's tangy, no tingle at the end, no little aftertaste. Like, come on. But yeah, it was just like picking my favorite fruits and picking some kind of peppers or any, like even like the chipotle, like just figuring some kind of spice that would balance it out, but the fruit won't either like overpower the spice and or not make it taste nasty. Like like I mean, like I said, that mango jalapeno, I don't know. It didn't hit the way I thought it was gonna hit. Maybe it was the color. It was green, so I don't know. Maybe the color threw everybody off.
I can
Nobody
see
wants
that.
green sauce. Like nobody wants green
Yeah.
sauce. Like, so
I can
I don't
see
know. Let's bring it back and see what happens again. Maybe they might like it the second time. You know, let's see what happens.
it's summertime. They may be like, ooh, mango.
Jalapenos, tacos. I don't know.
Taco.
I'm just going. Like put on a taco.
Yeah.
We gotta put in like the little small bottles they be having like still and put in your bag.
Mm.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna put the Beyonce artwork on it.
Yes.
Do that.
Yeah. So I have one more question before we get into some fun stuff. What is your operations like? I see you talk about having your son help you with stuff, and you've been talking about like hand making your seasonings and literally hand making and mixing your sauces. What is your operation, or what? Yeah, what are your operations like?
Hell.
Okay.
It's literally just me getting up kind of whenever I feel like it. But I try to get up in the morning. Like I try, depending on what I did last night. But I try to get up in the morning. I actually sit down and like I write down every person's name and what they ordered. Because remember, I like to, actually write them notes on what they ordered. Mm-hmm. So you can't do that from just seeing their shipping label. You have to actually like see what they ordered.
Yeah.
So I write down everyone's name and everything they ordered. I go through the inventory of what I have, and then I look at what I need to make. So then I kind of like cancel everything out from there. Then I print out my labels. And then after I print out my labels, I organize them to like how I written it down in my notebook and whose stuff I have in front of me at that moment. I tape up my boxes. If my son likes me that day, he might help me. Otherwise he leaves me alone. Like he'll be like, "Oh, mom, you're working," and he'll like close my door and just disappear for the rest of the day. Yeah, so I'll pack up everybody's stuff. I write the notes. I put it in the box, and my son will like literally when it's time for me to go, he'll help me in because this is his favorite part. He likes to like take the boxes or the packages and run to the front of the apartment and put it in the shopping cart, and then run back to my room and get the other one and run back. Like I don't know why he likes doing that because I don't. That's why I make him do it. But he likes running back and forth, dropping off the packages into my shopping cart. And then I would literally walk like a half a mile to the post office to drop them off. And that's it. And then I'll most likely walk back home and take a shot of liquor before I go upstairs. And then I'm done for the day.
That's
fair. And then I drink.
You deserve it.
It's not as bad as it sounds because you kind of like get used to that flow after a while. Like in the beginning, it was really bad and very unorganized. And then especially with the pandemic, like it got so hectic for me. I wasn't prepared for so many orders happening. So I was just like, oh my God, I ran out of labels. I gotta order more labels now. And like now this person gotta wait 2 extra more days and I gotta email them and apologize, even though they tell me they don't care. But like it was like really crazy. And then I was just like, when I relaunched, I was like, okay, I'm only gonna put up what I have to sell. Yeah. When like before I was like, yeah, because before I'd be like, oh, I only got 15 to sell, and then I'll sell those 15 out, and then people are like, oh my God, I missed it. And then my dumb ass like, oh no, 20 more on the site. Like, I don't even have 20 more for them, but I'm like, guess I gotta make 20 more tonight. Like, and I would do that and I would overwork myself that way.
Yeah.
So when now I don't do that. So now it's so much easier. It's such at a good pace. Everybody's getting their stuff on time. Just like the last orders I sent out were for Juneteenth. And I was like, and I had just moved to Jersey, so I was just like, yo, guys, like, don't worry, I moved, but you're gonna get your orders before Juneteenth, so you can barbecue with it. And somehow, some way, I got those orders out, and everybody got their stuff before Juneteenth. Even with me moving to a whole nother state, they got their orders. 2 people missing labels, but I wrote it on there and I apologize. I'm like, my bad, you didn't get the label, but you know what this is. You ordered it. You know what this is. You're fine. But
Right.
yeah, like that's usually the process. It's just writing everything down and like literally just sticking to, you know, what I wrote down, who I have, make sure my inventory is there, and then ship it out and make my son run around, make him work, and that's it's not that bad. I don't know how the makeup people do it. The makeup people be like, yeah, I got 10,000 orders. I'm like, no, like 100 orders that week. I'm good. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm taking a staycation for the rest of the week. I'm done now. Like, see y'all on Monday. I'm not selling anything else. Site on vacation mode. Sorry. No overworking yourself. I learned that lesson very, very hard. I used to do like 50 hours straight sometimes. People like, go to bed, Jade. It'd be like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, no, I have to make pasta. Like it was ridiculous. So I learned my lesson with that. But yeah, that's usually it. Keep everything in a list. You won't sink if you do that.
Yeah.
Is it fun time?
It is fun time.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means, but I'm excited for it because y'all dancing. So I'm excited too now.
You should be. It's our favorite part. So
okay.
We like to close out with a little game. It's
oh,
just
Lord.
this or that. So we have some. Yeah. So we have some here. So I'll go ahead and get started, and you just, give us as little or as much as you want. But we want you to pick one or the other.
You gotta pick one.
you gotta pick one or the other. Yeah.
Okay.
So
one or
first
the other.
one, lemon pepper or mango habanero?
I love lemon pepper. I'm sorry, that's it. Like,
sue me, girls.
I get you.
We vote.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's why I like y'all.
I like sweet chili.
My sister.
All right. Red or nude lipstick?
Can I do nude with a brown lip liner?
You may.
Yep.
Then nude. I like it. That's what I wore when I first talked to y'all. I like it.
With your wings.
So nude it is.
Okay. And then
yeah, I'm so nervous to do it.
Savory or sweet?
Breakfast. But no, everything is savory. I don't like desserts.
Oh.
I don't like sugar that much. Yeah. That's why I don't sell sugars no more. I'm all savory. Breakfast has to be savory, everything. Like I said, if you see me making pancakes online, I did not eat that. I most likely gave it to my son. I don't do it.
Okay.
Give me some steak.
Okay.
I'll take steak for breakfast. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Steak and eggs.
So
next one.
This question is going to determine whether your interview gets aired or not. So.
Oh my God.
Right. Just saying.
The pressure.
Sugar or salt in your grits?
Oh, come on. Y'all down south. Kind of shit. No, y'all do that. Oh, man. I'm still a savory girl. So it has to be a little bit of salt and some cheese. I have to have cheese grits, guys. Please don't shoot me.
No.
Oh, yeah, like me?
Yes.
Oh, I won.
Yeah.
You won.
I won. I was like, oh man, like I can't do, like, I feel like if you do sugar, you might as well eat some that farina thing, or what is it called? Farina? That's what it's called? Yeah, eat that shit. Eat my grits. My grits need to have cheese in it. Can't put sugar in my cheese grits.
Yup.
That's still your heart? Okay.
Okay. Beach or mountains?
Beaches or mountains? I'm scared of heights, and I don't like deep water because I can't swim. But I would still go on the beach because there's still sand, and I'm still on the ground. So I would do beaches.
Okay.
I don't play with nobody's mountains. White people die in mountains. Leave me alone. That's how white people die. It's all right. I'm not doing it.
but you don't know how to swim.
That's what I'm saying.
OMG. Okay, last question.
Okay.
New York or New Jersey?
New York. For the rest of my entire life.
Okay. That came out.
Forever. Like I moved to Miami and I made sure I got like New York tattooed in one of my knives before I went. Like it's New York always. It could be the shittiest place ever, and it is the shittiest place ever, but it's my shitty place. You know, like it's like knowing your boyfriend is trash, but it's your boyfriend. you like all men are trash. Yeah, they are, but not my man. Like you know what I mean? Like
Right.
that. Like
Right.
that's New York for me. It's my shitty place. Like it's okay.
We love New York. We do. We love New York. New York's a vibe.
It's fun. It's
there.
I think it's nice to visit. I don't know if I want to like be permanently there anymore, but it's still got its vibes, like you know. But I think I'm older now, so like it changes for me as I got older. Like all the things I was fascinated with, the events, the shows. You know, you get older, your knees start hurting, your back hurts, your bedtime is earlier. It changes for you. Like my nights out of drinking to 3-4 a.m. are over. It's over. So New York ends for me at 9 p.m. So I can't. I still love it though, but it ends at 9 p.m. And then we go to Jersey. And then we go to Jersey where it's like everyone's sleeping at 10. So
right.
That's the only thing I don't like about Jersey. Liquor stores close at 10 p.m. So you got to put yourself on curfew to get whatever liquor you need before 10 p.m. You take a nap, you better wake up at 7 or you'll be sober for the rest of the night. You gotta pick and choose your battles out here.
That's real. Oh, Jade, this has been great.
I love talking to you guys.
Oh my God. It's been so much fun. Let our audience know where they can find you online, drop your socials, your website.
Oh my God, want them to find me on social media? I don't know. I be talking crazy. No. To be safe, right? If you're really sensitive, you can just follow Shopping While Black on Twitter. It's shopping with one F, so it's CHEFING WHILEBLK on Twitter. If you don't care about anything I say, and you're not sensitive, you can have me on Twitter at Retired Line Cook. Wait, that's it. It's Retired Line Cook. Same thing with my Instagram as well, but only if you don't care what I say. If you like to be combative, do not follow Retired Line Cook. Only follow Shopping While Back with a BLK, guys. I'm just warning you. You have to put the disclaimer out there. You have to, because they're like, oh my God. I'm like, bro, I warned you. So, but those are my social media handles. My Etsy is down right now, but when it is back up, you know, I'll give it like another month or so. It's etsy.com/shop/shopping while black. Against shopping CHEFING WHILEBLK. Or you can just put it in the search bar. You just put shopping while black in the search bar, and you'll see a black guy with a beard, and it's with a chef hat, and that's still me. It's still me. Don't worry about it. I'll change the logo eventually. But he's my alter ego.
I love him.
Like, if I had a beard, I would be him.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, thank you again.
Yes, thank you for your time today. As always, this is fun. We always get a couple giggles. So
when I finished learning how to drive, I'm so totally driving by you guys. I'm gonna like do a whole road trip, and I'm gonna stop by you guys. But let me learn how to park first, and then I'm gonna come see you guys. I got it.
Yeah, it's a plan.